Well, it's about 6:30 in the morning, and yeah, I'm not usually awake at this time, needless to say. I did go to bed early, so I haven't been awake all night this time. And I figured since I'm up so early, I would go ahead and just have some pho for breakfast. Now, there's always pho available, and there's a place like this one here, actually I think is open all night. There's one out by my house that's open at 5:30 a.m. and they only run until about maybe 11 a.m. and then they shut down for the rest of the day. I went to that place, but it was packed. A lot of people have pho for breakfast. But like I said, there's places up and down the street that have pho all day long. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and have some pho and just kick back. Here's the place that I'm at. As you can see, they got bao is beef and ga is chicken. Oh, there's me over there. And so I'm going to go ahead and set up here. And you can see the different fixings we got here. We got some lime. Ah, thank you. Ah, come on. Okay, so there's my pho. And we got some, what is that? Bean sprouts. We got some chilies and lime. I don't know what type of leaves these are. Maybe somebody here knows. This is my favorite. We've got the pickled garlic. I always put lots of that. And then we have some hot sauce here. And we've got some plum sauce. Actually, it's probably not plum sauce. It's probably, I forget the name of it, but I use it in my pho. And then, of course, we got chili paste. So I'm going to put some of that. And they got some glasses here, so I can get some cool water here. Get some of that first. Actually, it's not cool water, it's tea. And most places will serve this tea for free with your meal. I mean, you can, in fact, some of the coffee houses, they don't even mind that you come in and just have the tea and use the Wi-Fi. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get me some chopsticks. It's all crooked sideways. I don't know if you know this, a little bit of Batman trivia. If you ever noticed it, but in the Adam West version of the Batman TV show, anytime that they showed the bad guy's hideout, you know, like the Joker, the Eggman, Catwoman, you know, any of them, they always tilted the angle of the camera. You know, it was just a subtle little subliminal thing that the bad guys were like off-centered. So I don't know if you ever remember that or noticed it, but kind of like right now, you know, the camera would be off at an angle while the Penguin, who was Burgess Meredith, by the way, another little bit of trivia. Burgess Meredith was the original Penguin in the Adam West series, who later was the trainer for Rocky in the Rocky movies. So, okay, I've got my leaves in there, and I'm gonna get me some garlic. Like I said, I really love this garlic. I'm even gonna get some of the juice there. It's really good stuff. Now, I'm only going to put one of these, I'll get a big one. Still waking up. I'm only going to put one of these chilies because they're pretty potent, and I'm going to put chili paste. I'm not kidding. Those things are like really potent. And let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and here's the chili paste. Put a dab of that in there. I don't want to put too much, because then all you taste is the chili. Gina actually puts like twice as much as chili as I do. And then, what else we got here? Oh, the lime. Now me, because I put a lot of lime in my menudo, I like having a lot of lime in my pho. So I'm going to squeeze all 3 of these lime wedges into my pho. But wait, there's more. Aside from the one chili and the chili paste, I'm going to put a little bit of the chili sauce and the coup de grace. This is my favorite. It's actually like it's not plum, it's soybean. It's like a soybean type of flavoring. And that's basically it. That's how I set mine up. So give you another look-see there. That's how it is. Oh, another thing about this whole arrangement is these little bowls. Okay, I didn't know this till I came here to Vietnam. But what you do is you take a variety of, like say the fish sauce here. Okay, and I'm putting some of that in the bowl there. And then you can put in, say, a little bit of the chili. You're probably wondering why would I do this? I'll show you why. And then I'm going to put some of the soybean sauce, plum sauce. I know some people don't do it that way. Actually, most people will put black sauce, or, well, they call it black sauce. It's soy sauce. And I didn't know this until I came to Vietnam, but like I'm gonna mix this up here, get all this goodness rolling around. I got lots of noodles, got lots of beef. My vegetables are getting all nice and soft here in the hot deal. This chili pepper is dispersing its hotness, its spiciness throughout the soup. Man, this has really come together nicely. So meanwhile, I've got this right here. Now what you're supposed to do is when you come across a piece of meat in your pho, you don't necessarily eat it with your soup. You take the meat and you dip it like this, and you eat it that way. So that's the idea behind that. So Chao Boi Sang, good morning in Vietnamese. I am slowly learning. Chao Boi Sang is good morning. I know my pronunciation is not perfect. Chao Boi Chua is good afternoon, and I haven't learned good evening yet. Although you could just say Tam Viet, which means goodbye, and avoid good night. Good stuff. Now it's already about 6:45 here. As you can see, there's plenty of people out here. But people have been out here since like 5:30 a.m., even 5 a.m. The shops actually start opening up their shops about 4:30 in the morning. I know because I've looked out my balcony or I've been out walking around and I see them. That's when they start opening up, their businesses. Except this one. This one's open 24 hours a day, I'm pretty sure. So this is really kind of a unique experience for me. Again, if I'm awake at this time, it's usually because I've been awake all night. But lately, this is the third day in the row that I've awakened at 6 a.m. Actually, I woke up at like 8 a.m. yesterday. But I don't know. I'm not really trying to get on a day schedule. It's just that I've had so much going on with my buddy Gio was here visiting for the last 3 days. So, you know, I was getting up early so he and I could hang out. And then, you know, I would do stuff all day, and then by about 6 p.m. I would burn out, need a nap. I would sleep from, say, 6 p.m. to 10 or 11 p.m., wake up, and then get some work done again till like 1 in the morning, and then I found myself waking up again like at 6 or 7 a.m. So that's how it's been for the last couple of days. And I will say there's a little bit of merit to it. I mean, I wake up early, I can come out here, walk around. It's not hot at all. It's about, I'd say maybe 74, 76 degrees. It'll get higher in a couple hours. Actually, it'll get hotter in just an hour. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. You know, there is some merit to getting up early. I mean, you know, like I said, I wake up and I can have my breakfast, and I already took a shower and everything, and, you know, and then I can just start my day. And somewhere midday, I'll take a nap. I'm trying to only take a 1 hour nap, but it gets out of control. The next thing I know, it's like I wake up and it's dark. So that still needs some refinement. This pho is so good. And it's a pretty light meal. I mean, yeah, it's got a little bit of wow, that's enchiloso. I know it's got a little bit of rice, pasta, whatever, but aside from that, I mean, it's mostly water, vegetables, very little meat. You know, it's a pretty light meal. Between the one chili, the chili paste, and the chili sauce, for me, this is just right. I mean, it's just clears out my sinuses. Like I said, I consider mine, on a scale of 1 to 10, I put mine at about a spiciness level of 7.5, right about there. Now, the cost is usually about maybe 25, actually more like 30, about 30,000 dong, which is like $1.10. So this entire breakfast, even with the free tea, is only going to cost me about $1.10, which is roughly about 35 dong, Vietnamese dong. Again, unlimited tea. Oh, by the way, I'll probably announce this officially at some time in the near future, but the latest project I'm working on is I'm starting a new channel. I'm actually starting 2 new channels. And the channel I'm working on first is providing free English lessons. Free English lessons on YouTube. And maybe I'll put a link to it here, but I've only got maybe 6 videos on there, so I've been waiting until I get, you know, more videos on there to really announce it. But that's what I've been working on lately. And then I have another channel which I will start after that. So I'd say within the next 2 months, right now I officially have 2 video channels, and within the next 2 months I'll probably have the 3rd up and running. So that will kick up my busyness schedule to 3 channels. And again, only the one is going to be, I'll still continue to do the travel channel, but that'll be 3 channels. Again, the second one being about very short English lessons. And mainly, that's not going to be for beginners. That's going to be for intermediate to advanced people in their level of proficiency of English. And the purpose of my channel will be to focus on grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. Yeah, increasing vocabulary. So this is going to be more for intermediate and advanced students who already do speak English, but they know that they need to work on those areas. So if you know someone, after I'm done, I'll put the link to that channel. If you know someone, whether it be Vietnamese person, Filipina, whoever, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, who wants to work, or even in the Latin countries, Colombia, whatever, if they want to work on their pronunciation for American English, I'll put the link after I'm done here, and you can send the link to them. My goal is to, as soon as I can, have the first 100 videos up, and then after that, shoot for at least 500 lessons, and each one will be in a playlist. So like, if a person only wants to work on grammar, there will be a playlist just for that. If they only want to work on vocabulary or situations, whatever, I'll have playlists devoted to that. Now, I have tried what they call the pho ga. There's a little restaurant I went to twice, and they specialize in pho ga, which is pho with chicken. They don't even make it with beef. They only make it with chicken. It's good, but I don't know. I just really like the beef one the best. I even tried one that had shrimp. That was okay, but again, I really prefer the beef. Now, back in California, about 4 years ago, way before I even thought about Vietnam, during my annual December visit to California, I decided out of the blue to make my own pho completely from scratch, starting with just water. And it came out pretty good. I mean, I followed the recipe step by step by step, and you know, like I put all these spices into a cheesecloth so that the spices wouldn't, you know, float around in the broth. Because really, 9/10 of making good pho is the broth. Everything else is, like they say, along for the ride. The meat, the vegetables, you know, and all that. And actually, you thin slice the beef, and then you pound it till it's almost transparent. And then you put that on the noodles, and then you add the pho broth to it, which is so hot that it actually cooks that very thin slices of beef in the bowl. So you're not cooking either the noodles or the beef in the pho. You make the broth all by itself. So after finding out how long it takes to make pho myself, I can appreciate good pho. And even more so that here I can get it for about $1. Now, when I'm in California, I always go to this place in Riverside, across the street from the Tyler Mall. If you look on Google Maps, you'll find it. It's in a little shopping center next to a bank. And there's a Vietnamese place there, and I go there every year for the last 3 years. And in fact, me and Howie, one of my friends, viewers, Howie and I will usually meet there. And but to have pho and spring rolls, here I can get 5 spring rolls for about $1.20, and those are really good ones, like really robust and shrimp and everything. But in Riverside, in the United States, to get a bowl of pho and, you know, even 4 summer rolls, man, that'll be about, per person, anywhere from $12 to $13 for the same meal that I'm having here, or could have here, for like $2. Now, you might have seen a lady just pass by. She held out some papers. Those are lottery tickets. You don't have really so many beggars around. There's very, very few. Very, very few. At least in District 7 where I'm at. But what you do have is people who sell these bona fide, legitimate lottery tickets. I've gone to the website. I've purchased them. I went to the website. It was a little difficult for me to navigate. But basically, you know, you might win 20 bucks, you know, or whatever. Maybe they have bigger prizes, but I'm told that most of the prizes are like kind of like scratchers. You know, it's like, you know, 5 bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks. And so the people sell the tickets all day long. You know, they'll go restaurant to restaurant. And, they're not really all that pushy. In fact, they're not pushy. They just kind of hold them out and ask you if you want one. And I'll buy them. Sometimes I buy them, sometimes I don't. Not with the idea that I'm going to win the lotto. It's just kind of a way to help out people who really don't have the money or whatever to set up their own little pho place or business. You know, they're not begging. They're basically just selling these tickets. Now, the street peddlers that are incredibly pushy are the ones over at Bui Vien. Bui Vien is a little area. I did a video on it. And the street vendors there are just really pushy. I mean, I've had one follow me for 2 blocks, even telling them no, thank you, over and over and over. They even waited outside the restaurant. You know, they waited for like 5 minutes. You know, wanting to catch me. They thought I was just ducking in to get away from them, which I was, but I also was looking for a place to eat. So they sat out there, or stood out there for like 5 minutes. You know, they were like, they're that determined to sell you stuff. And of course, it's all overpriced. And the one that you saw 2 minutes ago is selling you the same things that the one now is selling you. You know, it's stuff like reading glasses, fans, keychains, refrigerator magnets, bracelets. You know, your usual tourist type stuff. Once in a blue moon, when I do get up this early, there's a Japanese themed coffee shop that makes Vietnamese coffee just down the block from here. Maybe one of these mornings I'll head over there and do a video there. There's also a community swimming pool, which is cool because, in fact, I'll probably go there at some point later today. There's a swimming pool. It's only about, it's 20,000 dong, which again is about 85 cents. And you can use the pool all day long. And I went there at about 6 p.m. Me, Gina, and her nephew and niece. And it was pretty packed with, you know, kids. So my plan now is if I do go to the pool, go there around noon or 1 p.m., and I'll probably have the entire pool to myself. And they got lockers and change rooms and whatever. It's a community pool. It's like kind of like their version of the YMCA. The advantage of staying in one place for at least 3 months, preferably 6 months to a year, is that you get to know an area and you get to know the shop vendors. A lot of these places, I would say 90%. Maybe more, maybe 95% of the businesses, you know, here away from the D1 area, they're mom and pop, you know, independently owned. So, you know, going to the same places over and over, you end up just kind of, you know, not like you're deep friends, but I mean, you get to know the same shop owners. You know, it's like Xing Chao, you know. And so it's kind of nice to get to know the, you know, again, the people here. Another thing you may notice is that if I was shooting this video in the Philippines, anybody in camera view would have been waving and peace signs, smiling, all that. And if you notice, that's not really a thing here in Vietnam. It's not because they're rude. It's just that most people here talk to people they already know, and so you know, it's just it's not the waving type thing. You know, it's just more like, well, I don't know you, so why would I wave at you? It's not rude. It's just, again, most of their people that they would interact with. Now, if they know each other, then yeah, they'll be, you know, kind of shucking and jiving and goofing and laughing, and you know, they're very friendly, fun people. But it's more like that when you actually know them, you know, or they know you, or they know somebody that you know, kind of a network kind of thing, where you're like a friend of the family or whatever. But as far as going with a video camera down the street, like I said, in the Philippines, you have everybody waving at you, which is cool, you know, waving at you, smiling, whatever. And here, it's like I said, it's more reserved. I'm literally finishing this pho down to the last drop. It's so good. Oh, there's another person that just passed by selling the lottery tickets. The one walking away there on the left side of the screen. Sometimes it's older women, sometimes it's older guys. I've even seen like 15, 16-year-old girls selling these lottery tickets. But that not so much. I mean, only see one or two of those. Usually it's the older folks. As you can see here, I have finished my pho, and it was really good. I'm gonna go ahead and get my day started. Again, I woke up at like 6 a.m. Got down here by 6:30. I think it's about 7:15 or so now. And now I'm gonna go ahead and head out to my place and get busy. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.